Welcome everybody to Storyboard That. This one is really kind of fun. It really gives you the ability to kind of tell a story, give a beginning, a middle, and an end to something that's going on in class. I really like this for history class specifically because I can have students build an entire story out of things that are going on and use it. But you can use it for English class. You can use it for just about anything in creating a more visualized classroom. So real quick, I'm going to log in. There is a paid and a free version. It's really up to you. I always use Google to log into it. So I have some storyboards. For instance, this is my most recent storyboard that was created, and it just went over the basic idea of the American Revolution, the idea of religious freedom, then the French and Indian War, the Quartering Act, the Boston Tea Party brings about the Sons of Liberty, American Revolution, and you can see that it's kind of fun. It gives the students the ability to visualize everything that's going on. This was one that I threw together just so I could show my students some of the basics, but let me show you what we've got going on. So I'm going to create a storyboard here now. You can do this as a teacher, or you can do this and have your students do it. The only thing with the non-paid site for the students is that when they download it, when they save it and download it to send it to you, it will have a watermark over it that says Storyboard That on it. But realistically, what I'm looking for is the pictures that they create, the ideas that they're coming up with, the story that they're telling. I don't really care about that watermark over top. So let's get started by looking around at some of the things that are going on. So this is the basic layout. You can add more cells. All right, you can add the layout changes. All right, so this is your major story. You can add just the cell. You do a title and a cell, a cell and a description, or all three, a title, a cell, and a description. All right, so you can also do other layouts, like a cinematic or poster, all sorts of things that you can use. But I'm going to stick with just the three. And we're going to make a very short story here just for fun. You can see down here there's add and delete cells if you want 3x3 or 3x4 or 6x4, however many you want to do. Premium accounts may choose any configuration, but free accounts are limited to 3x3, or I'm sorry, 3x1 and 3x2. So we can go as big as that. We cannot go that big. But I'm just going to stick with 3x1. All right, and just go with that for now. You can move cells once you've created it. You can copy the cells. Some advanced items that are there, right? You can change the cell size. You can add grid lines. You can put everything in capitals. No big deal, right? And then you save it. So when your students log in, they can save. So let's get started. Let's just make a quick story about my day at school. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick school as being my item here. And so the first thing that I do is I get dropped off at school, right? So my drop off. All right, drop off. I'm going to get dropped off at school, and I want to talk about my bus driver. Is really nice. I have to sit far from my friends. Oop. Boy. And it is cold out. All right. So the next part of my day at my school, see, and you can see all over, all sorts of stuff is going on. I have my favorite class is computer class, right? So favorite class. All right, and you can see you can change the colors up here to be anything you want. You can highlight, you can bold them. If you highlight it like this, you can come in and bold or leave it alone. You can do all sorts of add different ideas, subscripts, and things like that. All right. So I have my favorite class, computers. This is my favorite class. I like to create and build on the computer. All right. And then let's see here. What else do we have? What else is part of my other favorite part and the end of my day is going outside. Playtime. Right. So after lunch, we get to go out and play. It just rained though, so today we have sit inside. All right, so that's my day, but now there's not a lot of people or things going on here, so let's add some kids. Right, here's some of my friends. They're at school already. All right, and you can change the hair color. All right, he's got black hair. His eyes are blue. His vest is a little purple. I guess that's what we would call it. All right, his bow tie. I'm gonna make that blue as well. Right, you can change his skin tone. All right, so you can really do, and you can edit his pose. All right, let's say he's wondering what I was doing last night. I never called him. All right, where, oh my goodness, he can't believe I got off the bus. All right, his arm, he's kind of waving at me. Or maybe he's upset that he's got dropped off at school and he's really, really sad. So there's all sorts of things that we can do to kind of mess around with him and get him to put on there. So now we update our pose and you see he's kind of off to the side. Please don't ask me why I made him like that. I have no idea. That was just kind of to show you everything that's going on. All right. So there's all sorts of stuff going on that you can add. All right. So let's say now we're going to be in class. We'll put this young lady here in class. All right. Now, if we edit pose again, we can make her sit down. Right. And it looked like we were off to the left. I don't know. She's going to have yellow hair. She's going to have gray eyes. She's going to have kind of, I don't know what color that would be, tan. Her dress, we're going to go with the red. Her polka dots will be blue. All right, her leggings are dark blue. So you can see, we even got shoes. I'm going to make those some crazy shoes. I don't know what's going on with her arms there, but that's what you get, right? And she seems pretty mad at her computer class, right? So let's roll with that. All right, we're going to update our pose, and we're going to sit her in this chair right here, and she's not very happy. All right, so you can see there's a lot of things that you can mess around with when you're doing this. You can add animals out to the play yard. Maybe one of these guys was outside. That's why we couldn't play today. So we put him in there, and he's kind of taking control of everything. You can put silhouettes in. So if there is, maybe a group back there that you want to show, all right, we're going to put them a little smaller, and they'll be outside the play yard. I don't know what they're doing back there, but that's where they're going to be, right? There are, I think, mythology, all right, all sorts of, Medusas in there, Cyclops. So you have all sorts of mythology items, monsters and myths that you can add in, all right? Maybe during Halloween or something, you could have them talk about their trick-or-treating night, the classical era, all right? There's all sorts of people, and it is kind of neat because there are different cultural representations and things in most of these. So you can really make it more culturally involved as you're doing this. All right, medieval. All right, 16 to 1800s. Okay, so there are people, when you're talking about the American Revolution, all sorts of ideas that you can use when you're doing it. And again, you get to create the colors and the people the way that you want. So it can be just pretty much anything that you want. All right, so there's sports, there's jobs. All right, we go into textables. All right, if you want to add words. All right, she's not happy. So we can I hate this computer. All right. So we got to move it over there so it's coming out of her mouth, right? All right. So it's all there. You can kind of mess around with it. You can do signs, objects, banners, all right, all sorts of infographics. If you want to use these to make infographics, web and wireframes, right, just some outlined ideas that you can use science. All right, so if you want to talk about the brain and parts of the brain, cells and things like that, you can definitely create that up. You can make worksheets right out of it if you'd like. Enter the text, word bank, things like that. All right, it is starting to get a lot more interactive as it goes on. So these are just some of the things. I'm going to get rid of that. All right, that you can use to make a more inclusive. I don't know why. There we go. More inclusive kind of story of the things that you're doing in class. This one they just said was, my day at school. All right. I put in here the bus drive is really nice. I have to sit far from my friends. It's cold outside. So I'm crying. I'm not happy. All right. I have to be away from my friends and it's really cold out. So I'm a little sad and disappointed. All right. The girl that sits next to me, she hates this class, right? But I like it. I like to create and build. So there we go. And then we were going to go outside, but it rained and it looks like a dog showed up and there's some not happy people in the background. But these are all things that you can get your students to do. If you think about the progression of some of the lessons that we teach, I mean, history, English, science, there's a beginning and a middle and an end. You can do that with this in the free version. When they're done, they can save it. All right. As a free user, you can create 2 storyboards per week. So this is your first. All right. I wouldn't use this more than, I would make 2 more than 2 a week anyway, but this is just my fun one. All right. Just stuff I did. All right. Save the storyboard. All right. Now, there we go. All right. So here it is, right, for my students or for me. But now I need to send it to my teacher. So then I would just download it, right? And what am I going to do with it? I'm going to download it as an image or a PDF. Either way will work. We don't use PowerPoint, but either way will work so that we can send it to the teacher. So if I just did PDF, it's establishing a connection. It's probably going to take a moment. And there it is. It's downloading right there. And when I show it, there it is. And that's what I said. You can see it says the storyboard that demo over top. I don't hold that against the students whatsoever. I'm looking for my picture, my overall idea of what they're doing. I look for the beginning, middle, and the end of the story, and I look for how they really talked about what was going on. So, and then they can upload that into Classroom, and it also breaks it down a little bit more for you, so you can see it this way. So, those are just ways that you can use storyboard that. It is kind of fun. It is interesting to see how some of them come up with some stories. Give it a shot. If you have any questions, let me know.